So I got curious and I asked ChatGPT how many years worth of resources does our planet have left? And the answer was very concerning, but also very broad because obviously this can't be something that's measured specifically in years, considering resources include many things like water, air, minerals, all of those things. But I was genuinely curious. Will our future relatives even have access to the same quality of life and the same things that we do today? Or are we setting them up for failure? Because we're out here doing Shein and Amazon hauls whose packaging creates enough waste to fill half a dumpster. We're buying clothes online, wearing them a few times, and returning them when there's absolutely nothing wrong with them. Half of the clothes that are on the market right now are junk that's made out of polyester. You're going to wear it a few times, it's not made to last, and it's going straight to the landfill. Another thing is the Amazon return policy is just a little bit too lax, in my opinion, because people are out here just buying stuff, using it once, and returning it just because they can. And honestly, that's not only morally wrong, but it's just not the most responsible way to consume when it comes to respecting our planet and respecting Mother Earth. For example, if you buy something, so this is super random, but I bought these baby wipes on Amazon. It was a 3 pack. And I noticed they were smushed. You can't really see it here, but I taped the seal because when I received them, the seal had actually busted open because it got smushed in the box. But the wipes were fine. They had just opened up. So all I did was tape the package shut. Like, obviously, I could have just returned them, but like, what's the point? I just feel like we're getting kind of weak as a society. Like, oh, it busted open, yet it's completely useful still, and I could just return this. But I just, no, it was still completely, the wipes were still wet. All I had to do was seal up the broken seal with a piece of tape, and that's it. I just feel like there's too many returns happening in this type of a situation where it could still be used, but we're being weak, we're being petty, and we're like, okay, well, it's not perfect, so I'm sending it back, and it's just, it's not okay. And I think that if we can fix something, we should. And it's they sent you the wrong thing or it's broken or whatever, I can understand returning it. But when you buy something like a lotion and the scent is good, but it's not exactly what you expected. I'm using this as an example because it happened to me. I bought a lotion, the scent wasn't as good as I was expecting, and I was considering returning it, but then I'm like, I bought what I bought. I'm getting what I'm getting, Like, I can't just be out here buying stuff and returning it every time. I'm not absolutely obsessed with it. Like, it's just not how things worked back in the day, and it's not really how it should work today. The return policy is getting abused with Amazon, and I just feel like that's something that needs to be cut back on as well. There are entire dumpster diving channels here on YouTube dedicated to exposing stores and brands for throwing away dumpsters full of merch, destroying them, and making it to where the dumpster divers cannot make any use of it. There are children in foster care or other people who are less fortunate that can make use of those things. And companies like TJ Maxx would rather throw these things away and mark them with a Sharpie and have it straight sent to the landfill instead of donating it.
Oh, yeah.
They break everything, huh? And put blood on it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You saw it already?
Yeah, I saw them doing it a while ago. Yeah. They suck.
Yeah.
It's usually not really. I see it. So they take the costumes, they rip all the wires out. See, look. Look, they rip all the wires out of all the costumes.
Actually.
There's a few of them.
Pull my stove, actually. That's good.
Oh, there's a bunch. Yeah, see, they even cut the wires. Yeah, no, they suck here. Every year they do this.
They have this for, I don't do this.
Yeah, see, look, fresh blood. Crazy. Like, you can salvage some stuff. I mean, that's a nice mask.
I'm just trying to find something for my daughters, like, next year.
Again, like, all things like money set aside, is this really the type of respect we want to show our Mother Earth, which is giving us a place to live? It kind of drives me crazy. It's also a really good thing that there are dumpster divers out there who are doing that, because think about it, they're getting most of that stuff out of the dumpster, repurposing it, and keeping it out of the landfill. I did want to reiterate on that I am for the dumpster divers. I like them. I think they're helpful. I think it should be illegal for brands to throw away dumpsters full of perfectly good merchandise. But unfortunately, here in the US, it's perfectly legal, 100% legal, but lawmakers are working on it. But don't even get me started on the way things are packaged to make it convenient for us. I noticed this when I was in Las Vegas. Almost everything I purchased came in this fancy, like, to go bag with all these to go boxes, especially food, desserts, things like that. And those to go boxes and packaging take a lot of resources to make just to be used once and sent to the landfill. A lot of it doesn't even get recycled or pre-cycled, and it's sad, really, because we're just out here using all this packaging like it's unlimited, and it's really not. We have to understand where to draw the line between sustainability and convenience. There's influencers that have spoken out about the insane amount of waste involved with the packaging of PR boxes and materials. Some of them have even opted out of receiving them because they're like, I don't want all of this waste. Dumpsters full of excessive packaging that takes up more space than the item being packaged. Extravagant and unnecessary packaging also, like it's crazy to me. And recently I realized that somewhere along the line I actually convinced myself that I can't single-handedly reduce the effects of global warming or the climate crisis. So why should I go out of my way and do the extra work to even try? I had convinced myself how I was consuming actually didn't matter in the grand scheme of things, because our society as a whole is already out there consuming recklessly on a mass scale. Like, what am I going to do about it personally? Does it even make a difference if I sort out my recycling to make sure it doesn't go into the landfill? If I shop secondhand versus buying brand new? If I reuse items again and again before disposing of them? Well, of course it helps. But somewhere along the line, I had myself convinced that I didn't help and that the way I was consuming didn't make much of an impact. But it really does make an impact. And I just think that the way that social media has normalized overconsumption kind of makes us think, okay, well, I'm seeing this type of consumption, it must be okay. And I noticed it in myself. I started to get lazy with my recycling. I wasn't really being conscientious about the things I was purchasing and the quality of them. And I recently just came to an epiphany where it's like, it does matter what I do as one person to be a more responsible consumer, because all of these things add up. It's the same concept of, like, take care of your pennies and your dollars will take care of themselves, or like every single drop in the bucket. It all adds up. It really does. So if we can all, get together and keep being aware of the way we're consuming, and even if we do one thing different in our day to have less of an impact on the environment, I think that's great, because right now we are way too much in a habit of normalizing just this reckless overconsumption, excessive packaging, wastefulness, not respecting our resources. Like, when I think about certain cultures and the way that they respect the Mother Earth and they respect the planet and they respect animals and every single part of the animal's body, and then I look at our society and, like, how we can't even respect our Mother Earth, I do get a little bit concerned, and I think it's important for us to talk about this so that way we can do things in our day, like I said, to prevent this, prevent the climate crisis from getting worse, and make our resources last as long as we possibly can. Because obviously, if you have kids, I don't, but if you have kids, don't you want them to have the same quality of life that you do right now? So let's start using our resources and acting like it, okay?